Hi everyone, Majory Key Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new DJ Khaled record, Major Key. DJ, music mogul, and hip-hop's biggest meme, DJ Khaled, he's back with another new full-length album. And it's been subject to a lot of talk because this album comes after DJ Khaled's meteoric rise on the Snapchat platform, where he regularly drops these short motivational videos where he talks to you about his feelings and his aspirations and getting lost on a jet ski. Not to downplay DJ Khaled's legitimate tenure in the music industry though. This guy's been at it for years, releasing albums and orchestrating one hit after another. But he's not some master producer or songwriter or anything like that. He's more like a mover and a shaker. He is this guy who brings together the right rappers, singers, producers, and songwriters to craft these chart-topping radio hits. Songs like I'm On One and All I Do Is Win, and Welcome to My Hood. Recently, Hold You Down, which many people have seen the completely preposterous music video for that thing. And say what you will about Khaled's formula. I mean, because of how he conducts himself artistically, for years people have wondered what exactly it is he does. But it seems to really work for him as he releases one popular album and single after another and continues to make waves in the music industry. However, I can't really say I've enjoyed Khaled's music all that much myself. Every once in a while he'll drop a track that in my opinion is pretty credible, like the 2012 single Hip Hop, which had some pretty fantastic verses from Nas and Scarface, a great beat from DJ Premier. But a majority of the tracks he releases are usually just like radio trite. But I think that changes a little bit with this new album over here. Now that Khaled's fan base is not just an urban radio audience, a radio audience in general. He's now this massive figure on the internet. And now that's kind of given him an opportunity to not adhere to these radio formulas that he's been working on all these years, but instead embrace the meme. Which, I mean, isn't exactly revolutionary in the internet age, in an age where memes are almost a huge part of music promotion. It's just kind of a smart thing for him to do. Because on this project, he is working with the best and brightest that mainstream hip-hop has to offer, and backing them up with some pretty good beats. However, that doesn't prevent this album from feeling like yet another DJ Khaled compilation album, as each song sounds like a standalone single and there are no thematic ideas that tie all of it together, and there are different people featured on each song. I will say though, there is the occasional shout from DJ Khaled in the track, as well as some lyrical references to his Snapchat memes and the variety of verses across this project. The important thing is though, is that miraculously, there are more hits than misses on this thing, in my opinion. Like with the song Holy Key, featuring a fantastic vocal performance from Betty Wright, whose singing is meaty, it's passionate, it's fiery on this cut. And then we have verses from Big Sean and Kendrick Lamar. Big Sean, no idea why he would turn up on a song with Kendrick again. Of course, he gets bodied again, but I feel like he puts up a little bit more of a fight this time around. Some clever bars on this thing. Gotta give him a shout out for the vegan bars on this track. Kendrick comes through with, of course, that schizophrenic set of flows and vocal deliveries and pitches that he delivers on almost every track now. The song is epic, grand, it's entertaining. JERMAINE'S Interlude is a surprisingly thoughtful and passionate song for a DJ Khaled record, and a fantastic couple of verses from J. Cole himself. I actually would say this is one of the better songs I've ever heard J. Cole on, I've ever heard J. Cole perform. It's just a shame it didn't end up on a J. Cole album, I guess. Then we have Fuck Up the Club with Future and Rick Ross and YG and Yo Gotti. Each one of them brings a pretty charismatic verse. Fuck up the club, 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 club. Future on the hook is catchy as hell. The beat is very woozy. It's a trap-flavored chill club anthem. And Future is maybe the artist that I think is featured the most often and the most prominently on this thing. And it's not actually that bad because DJ Khaled influences him to do something a little different on every track. You know, it's not like DS2 or just another Future mixtape where he sounds almost the same on every single cut. He goes off on the song I'ma Be Alright, and on the song Do You Mind, he delivers a completely auto-tuneless verse. The song Work For It with Big Sean and 2 Chainz and Gucci Mane is equally smooth and low-key and Catchy. And the track on here toward the back end of the project featuring Travis Scott and Lil Wayne is surprisingly fruitful as well. It actually sounds like a song that could have made it onto a Travis Scott record, and it's complemented with a Lil Wayne verse. The beat is melodic, it's epic, it's grand, it's huge. And there are a few slightly lyrical cuts on here that old heads from the 2000s and the late 90s I think will appreciate a lot. You have one cut on here with Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, Fabulous, and Jadakiss, the song Don't Ever Play Yourself. It's pretty grimy. And then I Got the Keys with Future and Jay-Z, which is a cut that I was kind of mild on as I heard the single release, but in the context of the album, I like it quite a bit. Even though I think the whole I Got the Keys thing is just a dumb DJ Khaled meme and doesn't really make for a quality chorus, I guess Future did twist it into something that worked for him, and the whole idea of keys and Jay-Z, well, there's a whole nother context to the usage of the word there. And Jay-Z's performance isn't bad either. Sure, lyrically, he says a lot of the same stuff that he says just about everywhere, like, he's not losing, he's never lost, his baby's blue, his wife's Beyonce. We know, but still a pretty entertaining track. But I do have to give it to Nas, though, for maybe the best couple of verses on the entire project. His performance on the track Nas' album Done is absolutely fantastic. It's just kind of a shame that there wasn't a good chorus written into this thing. Again, a hook is exchanged for just like a bunch of DJ Khaled memes. That's a major key. This track would have just been better as a freestyle than something they were trying to groom into a commercial album track. I will say one more thing about the lyrics. Generally, they're not awful. It's a lot of one-liners, and it's a lot of semi-empty braggadocio. Beyond that, I try not to read too deeply into the ethos that DJ Khaled brings into this record. A lot of it is predicated on the same weird paranoia and vague allusions to success that you'll pick up in his Snapchat videos. Something his fans buy into for some weird reason, despite the fact that most people walking the planet are probably not important enough for anyone to hate them for being successful. And in the case of DJ Khaled, I doubt there's anybody out there who really fits the straw man who he's kind of talking about in almost every video he makes. Even me with my minor slice of internet popularity. There's nobody out there just stewing in their anger thinking, that Anthony Fantano, I hate that he's successful, I hate him. If I were hearing all of the things that DJ Khaled is saying outside of the context of a hip-hop record and just DJ Khaled in general, I would assume I was being pitched on some kind of pyramid scheme or something. Khaled really is like the rap game Tai Lopez. Again, a lot of the lyrics here don't really hold up to heavy scrutiny, but what material is delivered here is pretty decent by pop rap standards. Of course, there are some really corny commercial R&B cuts that work their way into the track list here, like Do You Mind with Chris Brown and August Alsina and Jeremiah, which is just way more Chris Brown, August Alsina, and Jeremiah than I want to hear. The Drake track is okay. There are a couple catchy one-liners here and there. I love the Kendrick Lamar reference on the track. The hook is kind of bare, though. The track generally is kind of bare. And while I do find the song Pick These Hoes Apart a little funny for its brashness and I guess it's, you know, blatant but tongue-in-cheek sexism. The Kodak Black verse right at the start of the cut is absolutely atrocious. I threw up in my mouth a little. And while Forgive Me Father with Meghan Trainor and Wiz Khalifa and company is not as horrendously corny as I thought it was going to be, it's still not one of the better cuts in the track list. You know, with this one, DJ Khaled dropped a competent record, which is more than I expect from him at this point, with one album after another that I have not reviewed because I just have zero interest in them because, again, they don't really flow effectively like albums. They just feel like compilations. A lot of them are just really trashy, commercial trite. But now it seems like he's trying a little harder and trying to craft tracks that people are actually going to want to listen to again and again and again. Maybe DJ Khaled's internet fame has forced him to up his music game a little bit because he's not just simply playing toward that urban Billboard chart audience. And because of that, I kind of hope his internet fame continues to last, because while his audience continues to be more diverse because of his Snapchat following, it sounds like his musical endeavors are becoming a little more diverse, and that's a good thing. I'm feeling a light to decent 6 on this record. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe. Please don't cry if you disagree with my thoughts on this album. Cool? Cool. Anthony Fantano, DJ Khaled, Major Key, forever.